Well, as always, it's a pleasure to have a little chat here with Alex. Alex is a long-time partner based in Kenya, and he helps us do all things Africa. In this case, we have and not something that's not small, something that's actually quite large. It's huge news, and I think the more I talk, is the more of a disservice I made to you all. I think the person here with the voice, with the knowledge, with everything, is Attorney Alex Rienye. So, Alex, welcome again. Thank you again for your time. What is this all about? What are we talking about here today?
Thank you, Gus. It's always a pleasure, and thank you for all our followers and all our viewers. Today, we just want to really highlight some exciting development in Kenya. Kenya is one of the few countries that have now enacted a virtual assets providers law, in that now virtual assets, virtual payments are now regulated. For quite some time, it has been unregulated. Now it is regulated.
That's fantastic. That's great news. Also because it allows to have it gives a massive place to Kenya in the continent. Really, you are the forefront of the regulation, and of course, it's going to be massive news for all the companies are in the sector, in the area, and all those entrepreneurs that before perhaps they saw what at first Europe was a great place to start. Then of course regulations started becoming more and more stringent. Then the idea of Latin America started becoming attractive until again some countries enacted more and more stringent regulations, more difficult for them to operate. But now again, we have a shining light, which is going to be our beautiful Kenya. So if I'm an entrepreneur, small-time entrepreneur, I'm just starting with my crypto-related project. What's the difference between Kenya to me now and 1 month ago? Why is it now in terms of the real people? Of course, we understand that it's a massive step forwards in terms of the jurisdiction, in terms of the law, but what does it mean for the entrepreneurs, for the normal regular people?
What it means for the entrepreneur is just one thing: regulatory certainty. Before that, it was the Wild West. Now there is regulatory certainty. You know what kind of papers you need, and you know what not to do. You know what will get you into problem. And now that is the best gift an entrepreneur can get. Now you know what would endanger your investment and how to protect the investment.
That's fantastic, which of course that translates onto certainty for the entrepreneur's clients. It makes it easier to grow your market. It makes it easier in a way to grow your business, to be more profitable in the mid to long term. So that is fantastic, fantastic news. As I understand right now, we're talking about a brand new law. So again, there isn't much experience in terms of, a track record of licenses being approved. So I'm very, very happy to say that, you, of course, your team, expertly led by you, are definitely at the forefront in the country. What would you say might be the main challenges that you expect to see for entrepreneurs who wish to obtain a license?
Of course, the first challenge to navigate is that with a new regime comes the teething problems. Both the regulator and the entrepreneur are new to this. So we will be getting newer forms. There will be back and forth in terms of correcting the forms. It's a new system. Then, of course, with the new system also comes, there will be a lot of charlatans. There will be people playing games, trying
Thank you for that. Absolutely.
There will be a lot of pretenders. So an entrepreneur needs to be wary of con games, of course. But by and large, with the help of yourself and ourselves, we can try and get them across that bridge.
100%. I'm very pleased that you mentioned, the charlatans, go and, give me $500 and we'll make you a company with a license, a bank account and everything else. It's just not the way it works. We know we're in the industry. We have been for years and years and years. But again, it's the people that make the difference. Is the team that will take the project forward. And in this case, again, and I say this without hesitation, you and I have been working together for a number of years now, success after success, and there's no one that I can imagine that's better for you to lead the team than again Alex. So I'm very, very pleased to say that, and it's all with all honesty. Um, just to close off, because again, I don't want to bore our audience. I know that your time is precious, Alex. A very last thing, and again, knowing that we have no track record, so we don't know how long it's going to take necessarily. We don't know well, many things. There's more questions than answers, but all in all, do you expect to see a huge growth, a massive outpour of applications of people trying to get this license?
Oh yes, oh yes. I expect to see an increase. Number one, because there's already a substantial number of investors within the crypto sector, and those who are already existing have a deadline of 1 year since
Oh,
the enactment of the law. So the ones that are the existing players will rush to comply.
yes,
Will rush to comply. Then of course, because of the increased opportunities, we will see a massive influx of investors. So it's good to be able to be in front of the queue, uh,
sure.
so that to beat the increase in fees, etc., etc.
That's right.
But probably why we should be one question we should be answering to our viewers is why Kenya?
Thank you. I was gonna go there, but I'm happy that you brought it up first. Why Kenya, Alex?
Yes, number one, when it comes to remittances, Kenya is increasingly getting a huge diaspora. We are one of the biggest exporters of labor in Africa.
True.
And remittances back home, that is a huge market
Mm-hmm.
that is taking advantage of the digital payments.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is investments. We have a huge young population
Mm-hmm.
that is moving away from the brick and mortar investments of the past.
Sure.
And digital assets is a new baby for the Gen Z. For the Gen Z population, we have a huge Gen Z population
Mm.
who are moving away from the brick and mortar and they are going back to digital assets.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Then we have a growing digital economy that is being driven by social media, TikTok, X, Instagram, Snapchat, all that.
Sure.
And the best, and with that new digital platform, digital economy, digital payments through crypto are gaining foot. And technology in Kenya is being embraced because of the young population. Then Kenya is like an island of stability within this region. It is the gateway in this region, and remittances also come from other countries to this region.
Sure.
So it's a huge market that investors in the virtual assets segment need to take advantage of.
This is great, and actually, you brought up in well, the main question, which is, why Africa, and of course, I should have opened with that because to me it was fairly obvious. Africa, again, being in close contact with you and with clients, I am very well aware of the potential of Kenya, and of course, not so much so for the average viewer. So thank you for bringing it up, and that brings me to another question, which is when we're looking into Africa, sometimes we again through lack of information, sometimes through again misinformation, we are not very certain when it comes to the stability in terms of the banking. Let me explain where I'm coming from. For example, we work with a number of course, clients and companies outside of Europe. European clients tends to believe that Europe and the US are the safest, most stable places for banks, unaware, of course, that again Paraguay is hugely stable, so is Brazil. I'm talking about Latin America, of course. Kenya is hugely stable when it comes to the banking system. So, for those people that are perhaps hesitant to look into Kenya as a place where they can make a company grow, where they can make their assets, come to fruition and their project come into life, what can you tell us about their banking system, how stable the whole environment is?
Well, number one is to say that a country like Kenya has one of the leading financial sectors.
Mm,
Our banking system is one of the most sophisticated in Africa. And a good indicator is that the leading banks in Kenya are multinational banks,
mm,
are banks that bear their heritage from the UK, for instance, Barclays,
mm-hmm,
now taken over by ABSA,
mm-hmm.
a bank like Standard Chartered.
Okay,
We have Citibank. We have Access Bank from Nigeria, which has a very many roots in continental Europe and Asia. We have Bank of India. We have Gulf Africa Bank for those coming from the Middle East.
love it.
So, and this is an indication that our system attracts investment from all over the world, all over the world.
100%. And it works and it grows.
It
That's
works and it
wonderful.
grows.
Yeah.
Yes. Online payments, international payments, they are quite seamless. It's one of the best you'll get in Africa. Then our economy is very liberal. It's very liberal, one of the most liberal economies. Like I had said previously in one of our earlier podcasts, our government is trying to reduce all barriers to trade, to bring them to a minimum,
Sure.
to only the essential barriers.
That's fantastic. And again, they're all clear signs of a healthy, growing country. Of course, with some growing pains, as you know, all countries do. But it's a much more exciting prospect to an entrepreneur, to a businessman, to have that as and a similar right as you would find, for example, in many other growing economies, than you would perhaps in Europe, where things are pretty much done and dusted, and it's very, very difficult to find space, to find room to grow due to this huge fiscal taxation pressure that is bigger and bigger. So it's a bit of a fresh air, a new window to look up to, and the possibility of doing that again with a partner like yourself, just it makes us bigger and better. So thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Brilliant.
And just to encourage anyone who would want our help in getting a bite of this market, we are always ready to help.
Absolutely. Here we are. Well, as soon as this is live, which will be within the next 24 hours, we'll also have an article coming out, and we're here either through Alex's channel or my own. We are here for you, and again, doing what we know how to do, and always with the expert guidance of someone like yourself, who is at the foremost of the expertise in Kenya. So thank you again, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.